Welcome back to the bottom of the first inning here in Game 2 of the doubleheader, Game 3 of the 4-game series. And a look at the defensive side for the Cal State Fullerton Titans. At the mound is Jaden Harper. He'll make his second start of the year, pitched in 5 innings in his first start. Has a 5.4 ERA with a .8 whip. He attended Ohlone College 2 years prior to transfer from Cal State Fullerton. So Jaden Harper, a local kid from Fremont, California, coming back to the Bay Area now to face the Stanford Cardinal. And around the diamond as well, it's Andrew Kirchner at first, Nick Miller at second, Cade O'Hara at shortstop, followed by Cameron Kim at third. The big change for the Titans is Nico Lombardi at the catcher spot for the Titans. And leading off is Charlie Bates. Same as the first game in the doubleheader. And to round out the outfield, it's the same. Britton Beeson, Hunter Meyer, and Paul Contreras. The 1-0 turns to 2-0 as missing zone early is Jaden Harper, and good hold from Charlie Bates. That pitch is missing the zone again. It's a 3-0 count to Charlie Bates. And Charlie Bates, the leadoff hitter, was a top recruit for the Stanford Cardinal. Takes strike one there. Make it a 3-1 count. Charlie Bates looking for his first hit of the day here for the doubleheader. Here's the 3-1. Bates. Good eyes. He watches ball 4 go through. So a walk in the first at bat for Charlie Bates. And this is going to set up Tatum Marsh, the premier freshman, top hitter on the team, batting at a .377 last season with 47 runs scored. Marsh hit for a single as well in the previous game earlier today. Now as Charlie Bates at first. The wind now picking up. The wind really starting to push back, working against the hitters. And we saw that a lot in the first game. A lot of pop flies that could have gone close to the wall, if not a home run, die out in that outfield. The wind just having full control of this one. And it looks like it's going to do so again as that one goes low for strike 2. It's an 0-2 count. The 0-2. Down low. And that's going to make it a 1-2 count. Again, Cal State Fullerton and Stanford have met each other for the last 4 seasons. They've had a series. Last year it took place at Cal State Fullerton, where the Stanford Cardinal won the advantage. But that one, Tatum Marsh swinging and missing there, and a great rebound for Jaden Harper. The last time Cal State Fullerton won a series was 2 years ago against the Stanford Cardinal. They are now 58-77 all-time versus the Cardinal. Again, this is a Cal State Fullerton team that went 29-27 last season, 19-11 in the Big West, put them at 3rd in the Big West Conference, and they ended up losing. In the Big West Championship, they lost first to Cal Poly, number 2, and then number 4, Hawaii. And that was an end to their season. 53 home runs last season. It was a big offensive output. Now looking to pick things up on the defensive end, and they've shown so early on in this series versus Stanford Cardinal. They won the first game 4-2, lost the other one in a close one 4-3. And now looking to rebound. This is where having a short-term memory really does come through for an athlete. As Jimmy Nadai is at the plate, and Nadai calmly watches the first pitch go in for a strike. Jimmy Nadai, on the other hand, senior from Sydney, Australia. He was a Pac-12 All-Conference honorable mention in 2024. And he was a Gold Glove finalist as well at second base. Nadai has had a huge impact for the Stanford Cardinal all throughout his career. As that one goes high and way out of control. It's a 1-1 count. Great save on the backstop from Lombardi. Jaden Harper, approaching a pitch count of 10, has that one go inside, and that's going to be ball 2. It's a 2-1 count. The 2-1 from Jaden Harper is foul back, and it's a 2-2 count. Jaden Harper entered the weekend rotation late in the season last year and shined in his starting role. Had 2 starts to finish out his regular season, and Harper just allowed 1 hit versus UC Irvine and 5 no-hit innings versus Hawaii, finishing the season with a 3-1 record and a 3.68 ERA as he tests the runner on first. So Jaden Harper, someone who started out his junior campaign working as a rotational piece, has now really grown to the forefront as a starter here for Cal State Fullerton, and looking to rebound here against the Stanford Cardinal as that one is grounded foul off to the left. And the Cal State's 2-2. And that just adds to the experience that Cal State Fullerton has at the mound. You can look at the whole entire list. It is a roster full of veterans. Jaden Harper, Negrete, Dylan Smith, who we just saw previously, the sophomore, had a great outing in the game just before this one, where Cal State Fullerton lost. He held a 3-1 lead up into his point. And that's a swing and a miss, and another strikeout for Jaden Harper. 2 strikeouts for Harper, 2 for Kettleson, so both pitchers from both sides starting off hot here in the first inning. And out to bat is Brady Reynolds. Good recovery from Jaden Harper after walking the first man. And Brady Reynolds, he's the cleanup hitter. That one goes outside for ball 1. Started in 6 games this season. Going into today's doubleheader, he was batting at a .286 average with 2 RBIs. And starting in 45 games last season, batting at a .306, and Reynolds watches that one go low for ball 2. Brady Reynolds had 2 back-to-back home runs to close out the series versus none other than Cal State Fullerton over a year ago. That series took place February 16th and 17th of 2025. Here we are in 2026, and Reynolds just drives that one out to left field, and the catch is made by Beeson. So 4 down in the bottom of the first, and Cal State Fullerton gets out of it even here at 0 apiece. We'll be back for the start of the second inning. Top of the second inning here at Sunken Diamond, where the Stanford Cardinal facing Cal State Fullerton for the 3rd time this weekend, 2nd time today. And again, at the mound still is Brock Kettleson, who had a great first inning. Pitch count of 14, no hits, 2 strikeouts. And Stanford Cardinal out in their black uniforms. Different from when they were out in the cream uniforms for game 1 of today's doubleheader. What a debut it was, though, as a walk-off winner. Capped off that one. Again, beautiful cream jerseys with the black font. Cal State Fullerton, on the other hand, switched from their blue over to their fire orange. And up to bat is Britton Beeson, who had a great outing despite not really blowing up in the hitting category in the first game. Beeson did a great job of just commanding the plate, took a couple walks, worked back into counts, and here he is for the second game. Beeson, swing and a miss. And that's going to put an end to Beeson. 1, 2, 3 strikeout. And mowing him down right now is Brock Kettleson. Moving now to Cameron Kim. What a story for Cameron Kim. As of signing day, he was the number 8 ranked shortstop in California, number 27th prospect overall in the nation. as he signed with UCLA, spent 2 seasons at UCLA, just couldn't find a spot on the roster. And just looking for a new opportunity, moved over just a little further south to Fullerton, where he is now starting for the Titans at the third base spot. And moving 6th in the order. Or 5th, my apologies. But Cameron Kim has been listed as a breakout player to watch out from D1 baseball. He's ahead here in a 2-1 count. Cameron Kim, 2 RBIs, 2 runs, 2 doubles already as Kim launches that one. Skying way high into center field, and running it down is Ethan Hott. Drifted a little bit over to left center field. Good contact from Kim, but just not the hit he would have liked. And Paul Contreras now up to bat at the plate. Salina, California, started 36 games last season and finished the year with a .259 batting average, 29 runs, 25 RBIs, and 6 home runs as that one just scrapes the bottom of the zone for strike 1. So just a switch up in the order for Cal State Fullerton. Not as many subs like the Stanford Cardinal did. Just a switch around in who's going up first, second, and third all around in the order. Again, Max Ortega is not in the order for this one. It goes to Nico Lombardi, and Lombardi moved all the way down to 7. Moves up Beeson, Cameron Kim, and Paul Contreras, who Contreras was the cleanup hitter in the first game, as he's now batting at the 6th spot here as that one gets away. And it's a 3-1 count. Contreras in control. The 3-1 with 2 outs. That was driven into left field. Paul Contreras at the wall. It's hanging, and it falls. My goodness, the wind playing a factor on that one. Got the barrel in, hung high, but just died off at the tail end. And this game stays tied as we move to the bottom of the 2nd. Welcome back to the farm here at the Sunken Diamond. Game 2 of the doubleheader, as the Stanford Cardinal came away victorious in the first game off of a walk-off hit from Luke Lavin. At the mound is Jaden Harper, who, after walking the first batter in the bottom of the first, had a great comeback, striking out 2 batters and a fly out to left field. Ended that bottom of the first. Now to bat is Rintaro Sasaki. This is where that middle order of the Stanford Cardinal could prove to be very dangerous, especially if they continue to grow and blossom like many expect them to. Rintaro Sasaki, JJ Moran, Ethan Hott, all lining up right there. The veteran Ethan Hott to round it out, but 2 sophomores with Sasaki and JJ Moran. Moran starting off this season red hot this year. What an outing. And Moran as well, worth mentioning, JJ Moran was the one who was the winning run as well. Scoring in from second in that 9th inning. As there's a bit of a discussion right now at the plate. This gives a little bit of time for Jaden Harper. Again, Rintaro Sasaki, a man who provides a lot of power for this Stanford Cardinal offense. Again, we just know the potential, and that's everyone talks about, right? Rintaro Sasaki broke Shohei Ohtani's high school record as he drives that one way deep and foul. Oh my goodness. He got under that one. Well, if you want the power on display, you got it right there. Just a little off to the right, as the wind just carried that one away. But off of the bat, that looked dangerous for Sasaki. Here's the 1-2. Sasaki then tips this one foul and back. And be careful, that might be coming in with some heat. So as I was mentioning with Wataru Sasaki and his journey, right, coming from Hanamaki Higashi High School and broke the school record with 140 career home runs, destroying Shohei Ohtani's record, and then coming to Stanford University and in his first season batting at .269, 24 runs scored and 7 home runs. And despite being a freshman and putting up those numbers, which many for a freshman would say that's a great season, for Sasaki and the expectations that many people have for him, they called it a bit of a disappointment. But for Sasaki, and this is where it comes with baseball as well, development happens in many different ways, and the Stanford Cardinal team and David Esker just know to keep trusting a guy like Sasaki, and they know he's going to come through for them when it matters most. Here he is at a full count. Sasaki skies that one up, foul again, back behind the net. A big challenge for Jaden Harper here in this bottom of the second inning as Harper facing fifth in the lineup, Wataru Sasaki. It's going to be followed by J.J. Moran and Ethan Hott. Here's the full count pitch to Sasaki. He drives that one to left field. It's hanging high and foul. Sasaki gets another chance coming up. Make great contact so far from Sasaki. And that foul ball over in the right field had a lot of drive to it, just way off to the right. That foul ball carrying over to the left. The wind just proving to be unpredictable right now for these hitters. This is where maybe an advantage right now. To not try to drive one, but go for a nice grounder. It's a little hard when you see how far back the defense is. My goodness. Their lineup back as that one is way high for ball four. Sasaki pulls back in time. And the leadoff batter is walked here in the bottom of the second. Sasaki goes to first, and now up to the plate is J.J. Moran. Moran almost hit the game winner himself as he had a drive that went straight to the wall in right field. In the bottom of the ninth inning of the first game of this doubleheader, ended up going into a double, which would then be driven in by Luke Lavin to win game 2 of this 4-game series. Now J.J. Moran, with his first time facing Jaden Harper, takes strike one. The 0-1 to J.J. Moran. Swing and a miss, and it goes to 0-2. And similar to that, bottom of the first inning, Jaden Harper, after allowing the first man on base with a walk, he's turning up aggressive here against the next batter. He's ahead in an 0-2. Harper has the one dribbled right through into left field. J.J. Moran with the first hit on the board for the Cardinal. And runners advance. Sasaki now to second, Moran to first, and Ethan Hott up to bat. Ethan Hott again taking over a little later into the game at center field as they wanted more of a defensive approach in that later part of the 8th inning. And they're going to pull back and just test Sasaki, make sure he stays all. I don't think Sasaki's going to be one who's going to be trying to steal too often, especially from second to third. Ethan Hott made 7 appearances this season. Hott looking to bunt, and he does so successfully. Puts it in that no man's land. This is going to be a close play. He's safe. A big time miscommunication in the infield, as Nick Miller had to make his way all the way from his spot to first to try to be on base. And just like that, the bases are loaded with no outs here in the bottom of the second. And now to bat, the freshman Brock Sell. This is going to be his 6th start of this season, batting at a 188 going into today. 5 RBIs. He's been struck out 6 times as well, and that's going to be something that Jaden Harper is probably going to try to aim for here with the bases loaded. looking for the strikeout on the freshman. So, 8-0-1 goes low. It makes the count 1-1. So, swing and a miss. It's a 1-2 count. And this is exactly what Jaden Harper needed right here. Put himself ahead in the count in a 1-2 with the bases loaded, and can the senior get out of the jam? Again, after having a great bottom of the first inning, has struggled a little bit, allowing a hit and 2 walks. That one's skied out into center field. This is going to be perfect for the sacrifice fly, as Meyer's going to get it. Sasaki running home, and Sasaki's going to get there safely with no challenge. Rolling the board for the Cardinal after the sacrifice fly from Brock Sell. And now 1 out here in the bottom of the second with runners on second and first. And now another freshman getting an opportunity to play in this one. Nolan Stoll making his second start of the season. Off of a small sample size of 3 at-bats, he has 2 hits. So I guess you could say he's starting off red hot for his college career. 2 RBIs so far to start it, as Stoll swings and misses off of the first pitch. Great drop on that one from Jaden Harper. Again, 1 out here in the bottom of the second with the runner on second and first. The runners being J.J. Moran and Ethan Hott. And couldn't pull back in time as Stoll. He got deceived. A little last-second swing as well off of the speed pitch. And it's an 0-2 count. It's not the situation the freshman wants to be in. Making his second start. That one dies off low. It's a 1-2 count. Good save though on the backstop from Lombardi. Prevented that from getting away and possibly the runners advancing. The 1-2 to Stoll. They got a check and they say he did not swing. That was close, a close call for Stoll. Pitch to Nolan, swing and a miss. Strikeout in the bottom of the second, and 2 outs now here. And an opportunity for Jaden Harper to get away with just 1 run allowed after the bases loaded situation. 8 resets to the top of the order with Charlie Bates. Sophomore Charlie Bates, again, a preseason top 75 freshman. As he gets that one to dribble right through. This is going to score a run from second and safe. J.J. Moran gets home, an RBI for Charlie Bates. And it's a 2-0 lead for the Cardinal. And now up to bat is the sophomore Tatum Marsh. Again, that's the thing. When you look at this entire Stanford Cardinal lineup, how young they are is something that really does stand out. This is a team that has a lot of youth, a lot of hitters who just can continue to improve and grow. Tatum Marsh had a big breakout year as a freshman. We just saw the effects of the sophomore Charlie Bates. And the rest of the company as that pitch drops into the zone for strike 1. Again, the Stanford Cardinal last season, it was a tale of 2 halves when you look at the Stanford Cardinal season. They started off 9-0 with a 15-3 record heading into the series versus Cal Berkeley. As that one goes low, it's ball 1. The biggest thing for the Stanford Cardinal is they really struggled in ACC play. From that point on, the Cal series on March 21st, they went 12-22. going 5-19 in ACC play over that span. Stanford went 16-6 overall in non-conference play, but 11-19 against the ACC. And again, this is a Stanford Cardinal team, just their second season in the ACC, moving from the Pac-12, and a very competitive ACC at that. And with teams like Georgia Tech, North Carolina, Florida State, as a good hold from Tatum Marsh. It's a 2-2 count. Louisville, Clemson, NC State, Virginia, Miami, Wake Forest, all projected to end up above Stanford in the overall rankings. The deuce is wild to Tatum Marsh. That is opposite field hit foul. Again, Stanford landing 10th in the preseason polls. They were at 99 total first place votes. This is a year where they can have an opportunity here to really shock the world in their second time going around in the ACC, now familiar with some of these opponents and getting an understanding of what's to come. Game 4 of this series happens tomorrow. Here in a full count to Tatum Marsh. That's down low, ball 4. Great hold from Tatum Marsh and the bases go back to loaded. And now to bat for the second time today is Jimmy Nadai. For the Stanford Cardinal, a look ahead to the rest of their season. They're going to play against Waseda University from Japan, so an opportunity for Rentaro Sasaki to play a team from his home country. They're going to come to Stanford University this Wednesday for February 25th. Then they have another home series against Fresno State, starting for the 27th, ending on March 1st. And then one more home game versus Nevada, as that one, chopper, pick up, put out, and 2 runs allowed for the Titans here in the bottom of the second. Great play by Cade O'Hara to Kirshner. And 3 runners left on base for the Stanford Cardinal, but a 2-0 lead as we move to the top of the third. Top of the third inning here at the Sunken Diamond. To lead off for the Titans, it's going to be Nico Lombardi. It's going to be followed by Cade O'Hara and then Hunter Meyer. So the bottom of the order here for the Titans, that first pitch goes high for ball 1. And what an outing it's been so far for Brock Kettleson. He's had full control so far to this point. Pitch goes in for a strike. It evens up the count at 1-1. For Nico Lombardi, he's going to be starting at the catcher spot. And again, that really, he rounds out what is really a big-time veteran cast for this entire Titans lineup. A lineup that consists of a lot of returners, 3 of them being at the catcher spot. So a lot of veteran experience when it comes to that. And we've seen Lombardi already use that veteran presence in his favor, as he's had to dig out a couple of low pitches and really prevent the scoring from expanding further. That pitch fouled back, and it's a 2-2 count. Nico Lombardi from Fremont, California, local to the Bay Area. Only started in 1 game. This is just his second start of the season as he takes that pitch low for ball 3, and it's a 3-2 count. Nico Lombardi batting at a .400 in his short stint, 3 RBIs in 5 at-bats, and has a double as well. Here he is in a full count. Lombardi takes ball 4, and a great start for Nico Lombardi. It's a walk by Brock Kettleson. It's going to be just his first walk today first runner on base for the Titans in this game. And now moves to Cade O'Hara. Cade O'Hara working out the 8th spot here for the Titans. Trying to get an .083 average going into today's doubleheader. O'Hara showing bunt here on the first pitch. Tries to pull back. Could not. It's an 0-1 count. That pitch. It's outside. It's ball 1. And if you just joined us, this is game 2 of the doubleheader, Stanford versus Cal State Fullerton. There's a 1-1. Finds the zone, and it's a 1-2 count. Stanford lost the first game of this series Friday, 4-2, as Cal State Fullerton jumped up with a quick, shocking upset after Stanford was very competitive against ranked opponents in their opening tournament. And in game 2, Cal State Fullerton, they were down 3-0, rallied back in the top of the 8th to even it up at 3-3, but Stanford walks away with the victory on a walk-off hit from Luke Lavin. Here's the 2-2 to O'Hara. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Brock Kettleson. And Hunter Myers now up to bat. Hunter Meyer at the bottom of the order here for the Titans. Meyer going into the day's doubleheader, batting at a 158. That one, tough chopper, play only to be made at first. What a play it is. Charlie Bates running it down and throwing it put out at first against Meyer, but that advances the runner to second. So Nico Lombardi now working at a second in scoring position. And for the second time today, we see Ty Thomas up to bat. Ty Thomas struck out in his first at bat. He struck out looking. Again, having to work from behind, facing an early 0-2 deficit in that one. Here's the 1-0. Inside, it's 2-0. So Ty Thomas now with the advantage here with the runner in scoring position. The sun still shining here on Sunken Diamond. At Stanford University here on the farm. The 2-0. As tip foul and back. It's a 2-1 count. The Cardinal chose a perfect day to host their doubleheader. This will be the clearest day of them all here in what should be a very stormy and cloudy weekend for the Bay Area. All week long it was raining. As hit there is Ty Thomas. An out of control pitch from Kettleson. We haven't seen much of that today. So Ty Thomas now to first. Nico Lombardi at second. And Andrew Kirchner now up to bat. Again, someone who has been known to drive in runs all last season with another opportunity. Can the Titans have a 2-out rally here? One walk, one hit by pitch so far in this top of the third inning. And the first pitch drops into the zone against Kirchner. Cal State Fullerton 2-4 going into this one. Stanford 3-3 as that pitch goes high. Kirchner able to pull back in time, and it's a 1-1. Look ahead to the future for Cal State Fullerton. They have their game tomorrow versus Stanford University to round out this 4-game series. They then look ahead to host Xavier the following weekend from the 27th of February to the 1st of March as that one goes low. It's a ball 2. And then after that, they have a game at UCLA, just a one-game match versus a non-conference opponent. And Cal State Fullerton looks ahead to already a Big West matchup versus CSU Bakersfield. It's a 3-1 count to Kirchner. Again, a Cal State Fullerton team who ended 3rd in the Big West last season. They have their sights set on something much higher. Here's the 3-1. I won. Beautifully drops into the zone. It's a 3-2 count. It's full here with 2 outs. The full count pitch to Kirchner. Runners on second and first. Kirchner drives that one through. Kirchner with the single. This is going to score on the run, and the Titans respond here in the top of the 3rd. A run batted in. And now runners on the corners for the Titans with Nick Miller up to bat. Just a short discussion happening now at the mound for Brock Kettleson. Kettleson here in 3 innings pitched. He's reached a pitch count of 43. And has risen up drastically after it was an incredible start in the first 2 innings for him. And the Titans have seemed to get the better of him here in a 2-out rally that has brought them back within 1. And the Stanford Cardinal, they have been at the Sunken Diamond for so long. Built in 1921. And they've just added on to seating capacity and continue to add on and build to this already beautiful stadium. And it's been a stadium where they've had a lot of success at home, dominant actually at home. They were as well last season. They started last season 7-2 at home in the Sunken Diamond. Again, that was a part of their 9-0 start. Early on in Stanford has proved to be dominant when playing here at Klein Field. But already it looks like Kelson's going to be taken out in a quick move here for David Esker. And that's something that we expected to be a little bit different here compared to the first game of the doubleheader, where, you know, being a first game of a doubleheader, you want to conserve pitchers and use them wisely, not try to go too deep into the bullpen so that you can go into it as well for the second game. You don't want to invest everything into game 1. So now we're going to see the Stanford Cardinal go into the bullpen early here with Cohen Gomez. He's made 2 appearances this season so far with a 2.7 ERA and a .97 whip. 5 strikeouts this season in 3.1 innings pitched. And made 7 appearances out of the bullpen last season, compelling a 1-0 record and 11.57 ERA with 7 strikeouts. That's the biggest thing for the Stanford Cardinal this season, is where they really want to improve is in the pitching. And seeing if they can improve and find dominance here, especially on the defensive side. They know the potential that the offense has, and at some point the Stanford Cardinal offense has the ability to wake up and absolutely dominate. They had a 14 consecutive game home run streak last season. I was going into the series versus Duke, where it was added on because Rintaro Sasaki decided to add 2 more that day, because he had his first collegiate home run and then followed it up with another one to have the run rule versus Duke. This is an offense, again, Stanford knows they can get red hot. The biggest question for them is going to be, where can they go with pitching? Where can they go with this defense? Can they turn things around? The defense was really a big factor for them on Friday, where they made a couple errors and allowed Fullerton to rally and put up some runs, and Titans win on Friday. Stanford Cardinal made another error, which didn't hurt them, technically speaking, but again, it's just something that they want to clean up here. First pitch to Nick Miller is in for a strike. So Cohen Gomez aggressive early in this one. Cohen Gomez has stranded 4 of his 6 inherited runners in the season of 2025. So he's a man built for a moment like this. It looks like there's a little bit of a communication issue right now between the mound and home plate. But they work through it. Cohen Gomez. The freshman stole in the back as that one's popped up in foul ground. It's hanging. Sasaki can't make the grab off of the ricochet. Almost goes to Nadai. That would have been an ESPN top 10 play had that worked out, but in the end, Miller stays alive. Just bouncing off of the glove of Rintaro Sasaki. Jimmy Nadai close in position as that one just bounces a little off to his left. So a sigh of relief from Nick Miller. He gets to stay at the plate. It's a 1-2 count. And runners at the corners, again, it's Ty Thomas and Aaron Kirshner. Or Andrew Kirshner, my apologies. Working from first and third, respectively. Cohen Gomez. And a 1-2 count to Miller. That is laced out into center field. It hangs high and falls right into the glove perfectly of Ethan Hott. He runs it down. And 2 runners stranded for the Titans, but they put one up, and it makes it a 2-1 game now, moving to the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third inning here at the Sunken Diamond. Brady Reynolds up to bat. Following Reynolds, it's going to be Rintaro Sasaki and J.J. Moran. So reaching that middle part of the lineup after the cleanup hitter and Brady Reynolds. It's going to be Rintaro Sasaki and J.J. Takes strike one. It's an 0-1 count. And Fullerton's going to stick with their guy, Jaden Harper. Despite getting stuck in a little bit of a jam in that bottom of the second inning. He was still able to get out of it with just 2 runs allowed, as that one dribbles back foul. And Jaden Harper is making his second start of the season, currently sitting at a 5.40 ERA. As that one swung on, out of control, and that will be a strikeout. So 1 down now here in the bottom of the third. And up to bat is Rintaro Sasaki. Sasaki was walked in his first at bat. He was able to work into a full count. Look ahead for the Titans again. They're in the Big West Conference. They're projected to end 4th. They tied with Hawaii in the preseason polls. And Hawaii was the team that put the final dagger in their season last year. It's a Titans team that's really looking to break through. They've been knocking on the door for a while. Sasaki just skies that one way up into the sky, pierces the clouds, and comes down right into the glove of Nico Lombardi. Two down now here in the bottom of the third. And a great job from Jaden Harper working through the first two batters. And now to bat is J.J. Moran. Moran's had a great day so far. Really, you can actually say a great weekend when you look at it in total. Had a home run on Friday. Was the go-ahead run today. Already making an impact here in game 2 of this doubleheader. It's an 0-1 count as that one was fouled off. It's 2 outs now in the bottom of the third as that one goes high for ball 1. J.J. Moran already with a hit in that second inning. He was left stranded, but he had a single. That one goes low. Strike 2, it's a 1-2 count. It just barely escaped the zone. An opportunity for Jaden Harper to go right through the heart of the order. As Moran pulls back in time. It's a 2-2 count. Deuce's wild pitch upcoming. If you're just joining us, it's a 2-1 lead for the Stanford Cardinal here at the Sunken Diamond. The Cardinal putting up 2 runs in the bottom of the second. The Titans responding with 1 in the top of the third. Looking to keep this one within striking distance. This is game 2 of a doubleheader. Not too many changes in the overall lineup between both sides. As that pitch outside the zone, count is now full with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Stanford Cardinal continuing the same hitting lineup despite just a few minor changes, especially when it comes to the outfield in left and right. But J.J. Moran getting another appearance. He watches that one go for a strike. And Jaden Harper, what a rebound here in the bottom of the third. Takes out the heart of the order and keeps it a 2-1 difference. Top of the 4th inning, and leading off for the Titans will be Bryn Beeson. He's going to be making his second appearance. He struck out in his first at-bat. Beeson had a really good outing in that first game of the doubleheader. Worked back into some walks after being down in the count. Just great at-bats, really great control at the plate. And we made mention of that. Despite the fact that he wasn't dominating in the hit category, Beeson did a fantastic job of just making things competitive for the Cardinal. He pops this one up, trying to run it down in stone. Can't get there. It was a good attempt, though, from the freshman. Either way, it's going to be an 0-2 count here to start the top of the 4th. Bryn Beeson. You're in an 0-2 count. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout on Beeson today. This time it goes to Cohen Gomez. Again, the Cardinal went to their relief pitcher very early in this one. They moved on quick from Brock Kelson, who actually had a really good start in those first 2 innings, struggled a little bit in that top of the third. And the Cardinals decided to make an early move to Cohen Gomez. You can imagine this might be a bit of a bullpen game here for the Cardinal, if that trend continues. And this is the Cal State Fullerton Titans team welcoming 17 newcomers, Cameron Kim being one of them who's up to bat right now, as he fouls that one off. 6 of the newcomers being freshmen and 11 coming as transfers. Kim being one of those transfers coming from UCLA. But that's a big thing that you see from Cal State Fullerton. A lot of transfers from junior college and other big-time colleges. Players looking for an opportunity to really showcase their talent. That's a swing and a miss from Kim. It's a 1-2 count. Alongside Cameron Kim is Brendan Beeson, Wilkinson, Kate O'Hara, Brock Mayer are just some names to recognize as the big-time newcomers for this Titan team. Well, again, looking to get back to their winning ways. It's a program with a rich history of success. Cal State Fullerton with 4 College World Series championships. Last one was in 2004, and their last appearance was in 2017. It has been quite a long time for such a storied program. Looking to get back to one of the competitive teams of NC2A as Kim fouls that one back off of the full count pitch. It's 1 out in the top of the 4th. The full count pitch to Kim. Kim, chopper fair. That's going over into the right corner. Cameron Kim is going to turn 2. Cameron Kim has it taken away. Kim is going to go 3. And it's a triple for Cameron Kim. And the tying run is now at 3rd for the Titans. Paul Contreras up to bat with an opportunity. The driver running home, all he needs to do is get a shot deep out into the outfield. And it can tie this one up. Off-speed pitch dropping in, strike 1. The wind's starting to pick up as Paul Contreras has that one fouled off. It's an 0-2 count for Contreras. 1 out. Runner on 3rd. And the infield moving in here as Contreras fouls that one off. He almost pulled back last second, but just tipped it off of the edge of his bat. So the count stays 0-2. It's just 1 out. Here in this top of the 4th inning. Contreras' last at bat, he fouled out, or he flew out into left field. I imagine right now that'd be a hit that he'd be okay with if he can fly it out into left. Anything into the deep outfield would get Kim home. The 1-2. That is driven out to right field. That's gonna drop. Perfect shot into the gap for Contreras. And Cameron Kim gets home. This game is tied. And now up to bat is Nico Lombardi. So the Titans responding again. They refuse to go down. And they face a 3-0 deficit, rally back with 3 in the top of the 8th. After the 2 from the Cardinal in the bottom of the 2nd, they respond in suit. And already trying to steal. That one is floated out to left field. And off of the start, he's going to hold and stay. Contreras had an early jump attempting the steal. He decides to stay at 2nd, and a good hit for Nico Lombardi. And everything moving perfectly right now for the Titans. The leading run now in scoring position. No worries to be had. Just a simple way to calm down Cohen Gomez, again, the young sophomore who came in for Brock Kettleson. Facing his toughest challenge yet right now in this top of the 4th inning, with the Titans already with a run put on, have a runner in scoring position at 2nd and a runner at 1st. So a word with Gomez. Again, Cohen Gomez, this is his third appearance of the season. Had a 2.70 ERA going into this one with a .97 whip. And he's going to be going up against Cade O'Hara. Cade O'Hara going into this one has yet to register an RBI to this point. That pitch into the zone for a strike. That's a very controversial call, as you can tell. The Titans didn't like that one. Here's an 0-1. Again, it's the 8-hitter Cade O'Hara, followed by Hunter Meyer. That one goes outside the zone. It's ball 1. The Titans looking to take the lead.
That's right for starting.
Cohen Gomez trying to hold the tie. The 1-1. Out of the zone, and it's a 2-1 count. A great opportunity for Cade O'Hara, the junior, to really come through. And he has struggled to start this season. O'Hara has moved around a lot. He's been a right-handed pitcher, he's been an infielder, he's been covering a lot of spots all throughout his collegiate career. And now really committing to that infield spot, working at the shortstop. In his time when he played for Texas, prior to it, he had a 2.75 ERA in 19 innings played. Again, another test for the runner. Count is 2-1 for Cohen Gomez. The pitch to O'Hara. Again, deciding to test the runner at second. Paul Contreras, again, he was looking to steal in that hit from Nico Lombardi. He was already in motion when Lombardi hit that one out. Here's a 2-1. O'Hara showing bunt, can't pull back in time, and it's going to even up the count at 2-2. Try to see if they can catch Cohen Gomez off guard. He was ready for it, pitching it high. And now in an even count at 2-2 with 1 out and 2 runners on. Another test for the runner. They got their own little rivalry brewing over there at second base. Cohen Gomez continuing to try Paul Contreras. The 2-2. That is swung on, carried, and it'll hang out in left field, and the catch is made by Brock Sell. So 2 away here in the top of the 4th, with runners still on at second and first. And it now moves to the bottom of the order with Hunter Meyer. Hunter Meyer 0 for 1 on the day, batting .182 on the season. He grounded out to shortstop. It was a really impressive play made by Charlie Bates, as it was grounded close to the third base side. That pitch goes high for ball 1. Hunter Meyer, after making an appearance in the 3rd inning, now making another one here in the top of the 4th. And a 1-0 count. Meyer, good eye, watches that one go low. It's ball 2. Again, these are moments and these are opportunities that Cal State Fullerton wants to capitalize on. Runners in scoring position. This is what this preseason is all about before you get into conference play. Because in the end, no matter how good your non-conference record is, it all comes down to your conference record for where you will end up standing when the dust settles. And for Cal State Fullerton, just great situational moments. That 3-0 count fired into the zone for a strike. That one with some conviction from Cohen Gomez. The 3-1 Meyer. Tipped and strike. Meyer got a little over that one, just tipping it down, but a great catch as well on the backside by Stoll. Full count, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. That pitch drops in for a strike. Cohen Gomez allows 1 run here in the top of the 4th, but that is all that will be put up from the Titans as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Bottom of the 4th inning here at Sunken Diamond. Stanford Cardinal up to bat here in an even battle. 2-2 the score right now. 4 hits for the Titans, 3 for the Cardinal. And up to bat to lead off will be Ethan Hott. Following Ethan Hott, it's going to be Brock Sell and then Nolan Stoll. So the bottom of the lineup upcoming here for the Stanford Cardinal. And still rolling at the mound is Jaden Harper. Harper, after a great recovery in that 3rd inning. Then he allowed 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd. Deciding to stick with him was Jason Dietrich. And as I mentioned before about Dietrich, he is a well-experienced coach, not just at Cal State Fullerton. This is his 5th season at the helm. He's done a great job of working the Titans right back into a competitive state here in the Big West. But for Cal State Fullerton as well, Dietrich previously worked as a pitching coach. And that's where he got a lot of his experience early on, working under coaches like Mike Gillespie and George Horton, and has led a lot of premier pitching staffs all throughout Cal State Fullerton's time. As that one is skied up and over the net. It's going to be a foul ball. Ethan Hott faces an even count. But with that in mind as well, so that's where Dietrich drives. So that's exactly where Cal State Fullerton is really emphasizing their defense. Again, this is a defense and a pitching mound that has a lot of returners. A lot of experience. 10 total pitchers for the 2025 season making an appearance again, as that's a strikeout. And right on cue about a premier pitching staff, Jaden Harper doing a good job of proving it so. But 10 total pitchers returning for the Cal State Fullerton Titans at the mound. And they pitched in 334 of 495 innings, making 49 of the 56 starts on the mound. So that's a lot of great experience returning for the Titans as that pitch swung on and missed. It's great. It's a great pitching staff from top to bottom. Not only the starters, but also working from the bullpen as well. It's an 0-2 count to Sell. Swung on and missed. Strikeouts. 2 in the inning for Jaden Harper. What a turnaround for Jaden Harper. 3 hits, 3 walks, and make that 7 Ks as well for Harper. Again, Harper, who pitched in 5 innings in his debut, going into this one with a 5.40 ERA. After allowing the 2 runs in that bottom of the 2nd, has turned up the heat at the mound. Now facing Nolan Stoll. Here's the freshman from Stevenson Ranch, California. He was ranked the number 10 catcher in California as a Cardinal recruit. As that one's lined into right field, and the catch is made by Contreras. 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the 4th, and the Titans keep it even, now moving into the midway mark. Top of the 5th inning, and Ty Thomas leading off here for the Titans at the top of the order for Cal State Fullerton. Ty Thomas 0 for 1 on the day. He was hit by a pitch in the 3rd and struck out looking in the 1st. As Cal State Fullerton trying to break the tie in the top of the fifth as that pitch goes outside for ball one. Still at the mound is Cohen Gomez, and this is going to be his longest stint so far this season. Trying to go 3 innings for the Cardinal. Had a bit of a rough outing in that fourth. That one just barely hitting the outside of the zone, and it's a 2-0 count for Ty Thomas. Big opportunity here for the Titans. And to take the first lead of the day here in today's doubleheader. Fired into the zone. It's a 2-1 count. Again, what a start to the season it was for the Stanford Cardinal. They went against some top heavy level opponents as Ty Thomas fouls that one off. Going up against number 24 Arizona, number 12 Oregon State as well, and Michigan. They defeated number 24 Arizona 10-7. They lost to Michigan 6-7 and lost to number 12 Oregon State 2-3, showing to be very competitive against high-ranked opponents. The 2-2 from Cohen is going to be fouled off as Thomas is able to make contact. So the count stays even at 2-2. Following Thomas will be Andrew Kirchner, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Thomas pops that one up into right field. It's going to be hard to track down as it goes into foul ground. Again, the wind's still playing a factor here today at the Sunken Diamond. Seen a lot of hits just lose control once it gets to a certain point in the air. At that point, it's all in the wind's control. They have full say-so of where that ball goes. If you're wondering why it's so windy, it's because this is the weekend here in the Bay Area where the storm has cleared up just for a couple days. And that wind blowing is the second storm arriving here in California. It was really rainy all week-long, thunderstorms too. It was looking really scary for a moment. They're going to say that one dropped ahead of the play. He is out. Ty Thomas really not happy with that call. But that's just an unfortunate bounce from where it landed, and looks like going out to have a word as well as Jason Dietrich just wanting to get more of an understanding of what just happened. Just a short discussion, no major complaints, and just an unfortunate bounce on the offensive side. So now Andrew Kirchner up to bat, 1 for 2 on the day. The star hitter for this Titans offense, looking to pick up where he left off last season.
In this game that they hit enough.
Sure already picked up an RBI today with a single in the third.
Not a lot of offense on either side.
He's here in an 0-1 count. Second time facing Cohen Gomez. Swing and a miss. Cohen Gomez with 3 hits, 1 run allowed, and 2 strikeouts. Now up ahead in an 0-2 count to Kirchner. And the 0-2 turns to 1-2 as that one drops out of the zone. It's a 1-2 to the senior. Kirchner triples that one foul, and he'll stay alive. So 1 away here in the top of the 5th in an even game. 2-2 the score. That one fouled off. And Kirchner staying alive again in a 1-2. But the Stanford Cardinal not only was a very impressive start going against some ranked opponents, and they then defeated Nebraska 11-6 before arriving back home for this home opener series. And that grounder gets through, and Kirshner gets another hit. Tested Jimmy Nadai, who again has been recognized as a possible Gold Glover. It slips right by him. And now to bat is Nick Miller. So 2 hits now for Kirchner, put him at first. And that's 5 hits for the Titans. As that one, this is going to be a possible double play. 1. And that's all they'll get. They just get the 1 at second. So it turns into a fielder's choice for Nick Miller, replacing the runner. So Kirshner now out, Miller replacing him at first. And now 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. And now a substitution for Cal State Fullerton. It's Logan Hart. It will be pinch hitting. So Logan Hart pinch hitting for Britton Beeston. You got Britton, who has looked good today. Struggled a little bit in his appearances though in this second game. He looked really good in that first game, battling through, but 2 strikeouts, and the Titans have moved on now to Logan Hart, the junior outfield. Hart swing and a miss, and it's a 1-1 count. As the sun begins to set here on the farm. It's a tie game at the Sunken Diamond. 2-2 the score, runner on first here in the top of the 5th. Logan Hart in his first at bat. Watches a strike. It's a 1-2 count. Hart played in 8 games and started in 1 during the 2025 season. Also a transfer from a junior college as he went to Modesto Junior College before transferring to Cal State Fullerton. And Hart fouls that one off into the opposite side. As a freshman at Modesto Junior College, he hit .345 with 12 doubles, 5 triples, 3 home runs, and 43 RBIs. Just dominance that could not be ignored by Cal State Fullerton. The 1-2, and an attempt to steal. That pitch goes way out of control from Gomez. And an easy one for Nick Miller. Miller now moving into scoring position with the deuces wild upcoming to Logan Hart. And the deuces wild to Hart. Swing and a miss. Cohen Gomez with the strikeouts and keeps this one even as we move to the bottom of the 5th. Another battle between the Cardinal and the Titans. Bottom of the 5th inning here at Stanford University in the Sunken Diamond, as the Titans and the Cardinal in a tough battle right now. 2-2 the score. And the Titans going to stick with Jaden Harper at the mound, who's really recovered off of a rough bottom of the 2nd inning. Has shut up the Cardinal twice now in the 3rd and 4th inning. And gets ahead of the count as that one's fouled off from Charlie Bates, now facing the top of the order. Following Bates will be Tatum Marsh and Jimmy Nadai. Charlie Bates the only one of that top 3 order to get a hit registered so far. It's also worth noting for Cal State Fullerton, Britton Beeson has been replaced out in left field. Again, as we mentioned, Logan Hart taking over in the order and now taking over at left field as well. Besides that, the defense remains much the same, as that one is grounded foul off of the bat of Bates. So it's a 1-2 count. Again, the Stanford Cardinal looking to get some scoring going again after the 2 runs in that second. They have yet to add more. Cardinal have left 4 runners on base. The Titans have left 5. And that one out of the zone. Count evens up at 2. For Jaden Harper, he's reached a pitch count of over 70. 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. As that one is lined out into left field by Bates, and that's going to fall. Charlie Bates with his second hit of the day goes for a double, and that puts the Cardinal leading run in scoring position. Have a game, Charlie Bates. Gets the hitting going for the Cardinal here in the bottom of the 5th, and now following up is Tatum Marsh, a great contact hitter. Again, we're going to have to see how long the Titans are going to try to roll with Jaden Harper. The Cardinal moved very quickly from Kettleson to Cohen Gomez, as they were going straight to the bullpen after just 2 innings. For the Titans, they are riding it out with Jaden Harper here to the bottom of the 5th. The first pitch goes inside for ball 1. This is going to be a big test here for Jaden Harper, my apologies. As we mentioned, Harper, senior, took over starting roles late in his junior campaign. Has now started off this season here as a starter as he steps off the mound. It's a 1-0 count. And Tatum Marsh, he's 0 for 1 on the day. Was walked in the second, struck out in the first. And the runner on second is Charlie Bates. Has 1 stolen base this season off of just 1 attempt. Playing it safe. That grounder from Marsh, perfectly placed, and this advances Charlie Bates to third. Marsh out at first, so 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th, but a runner in prime scoring position now at third with the sacrifice fly in play for Jimmy Nadai. As we mentioned, Jimmy Nadai from Sydney, Australia. He's 0 for 2 on the day. There's a chance to drive a runner home and give the Cardinal the lead here at the midway point. Nadai, dribbler. This is going to be a tough play at home, and out of control throw leads to the score. They tested Charlie Bates, and Bates, with the great speed, applied the pressure, and an out-of-control throw from O'Hara gives the Cardinal the lead at 3-2. So for Jimmy Nadai, he is safe at first as well, so that works even better than a sacrifice fly. They don't even lose an out there. It's still just 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. And now to bat is Brady Reynolds. Jimmy Nadai, that's a fielder's choice. He's trying to steal. Nadai gets caught down. The fast hand of Jaden Harper read that one. So now 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th with Brady Reynolds up to bat. Reynolds going into today's doubleheader with 6 hits. That pitch goes in for a strike. And Reynolds, to this point, batting at a 280. And it's very early in the season. Things can always change as Reynolds swings and misses on that one. This is where, early in the season, players are figuring things out. Some players start off hot, some start cold. But it's always mainly about when can you get hot at the right time. And that's when conference play starts, and that's when you hope you can be ready for tournament time and give yourself an opportunity to make an appearance in the College World Series. with baseball being such a long season, so many games played. Can't take them all to heart as Brady Reynolds swings and misses there. So a run put out from the Cardinal in the bottom of the 5th as they have the lead 3-2 now as we move to the top of the 6th. New arm at the mound for the Cardinal here to start the 6th inning. It's going to be Sam Garwal, the senior left-handed pitcher, now taking the mound, and he's going to face Cameron Kim to start off. Cameron Kim had a big-time hit, which was driven home. He had a double that got turned into a triple off of the error. And Kim drives the first pitch into the outfield, warning track, wall, and very close to the wall. A bit of a scare for the Cardinal, but Cameron Kim is out as the catch is made by Sell. A couple of close calls now for Cal State Fullerton. Getting close to the wall in these last few at-bats. Paul Contreras now up to bat. He had a single, and I drove home Kim in his last at-bat. Count now 1-0. So a bit of a scare, but for Garwal, it's kind of how you like it. Just one pitch, one out. And efficiency to the max. That pitch inside, it's ball 2. Sam Garwal, he's from San Diego, California. Previously from Northwestern. It was an all Big Ten freshman team in his stint at Northwestern. As that one skied up, trying to chase it down is Stoll. He won't get there. Close to the dugout, and just a couple inches behind that one. So for Contreras, he's gets to breathe a sigh of relief. He stays alive. And it's a 2-1 count. Garwal as well was ACC all-academic team, making 16 appearances out of the Cardinal bullpen last season with a 1-2 record and an 8.2 ERA. He now comes in with the lead here against the Titans. Pitching now with conviction into the zone. It's a 2-2 count. The 2-2. Dribbler breaks through the defense, and the second hit of the day for Contreras. A good outing for the junior. He gets to first, so 1 out now in the top of the 6th with the runner on first. And by the looks of it, with a little bit of a limp too for Contreras. It's not a great sign. As he's trying to stretch out, looks like he might be cramping up just a little bit. The training staff now coming out as well. Again, Contreras, 36 starts in the 2025 season, finishing with a .259 batting average with 29 runs and 25 RBIs with 6 home runs as well. He attended Modesto Junior College 1 year before transferring to Cal State Fullerton, so he was a one and done in his stint in junior college. And then going to Cal State Fullerton. Gonna look ahead for the future for Cal State Fullerton. They get to go home and host Xavier, and then following that, they go to UCLA. And that'll be before they start to open up Big West play versus CSU Bakersfield. Again, a very competitive Big West. Teams like Hawaii to look out for. Always UC Irvine as well. Nico Lombardi at the plate. The top of the 6th inning with the runner on first. And you don't know how much of a threat he might be, considering the limp that he might have. But either way, Nico Lombardi is just worried about the man in front of him. Sam Garwell at a pitch count of 6 now. One batter put away and 1 hit. And that pitch going inside again, and now Garwell having to work back in a count for the 2nd time in a row here for a 2-0 count. Nico Lombardi had a single in the 4th and was walked in the 3rd. He's 1 for 1 on the day. And again, Cal State Fullerton has been hitting very efficiently. 6 hits so far in this one as that one lands into the zone for a strike. 6 hits, 5 runners stranded on base for the Titans, and that's the big storyline so far. The 2-1 to Lombardi won't be thrown. Instead, they'll try to test the runner on first. Again, not really knowing how much of a threat Paul Contreras is going to be. Has yet to steal a base so far this season. Lombardi lines that one in the left field, and straight to cell it goes. Good contact, just unfortunate location for Lombardi. And now following up, it's going to be Cade O'Hara, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Cade O'Hara batting at a 111 so far to start this season. The junior infielder from Tustin, California. He's working out the 8 spot today, just like he did in game 1 of this doubleheader. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. And the wind starting to pick back up again as the sun sets here on the farm. Beautiful day at the Sunken Diamond as the storm clears up perfectly for the doubleheader. Game 4 of this series will take place tomorrow on Sunday as that pitch goes inside. Again, Cade O'Hara has had experience playing at a high level. He played at Texas first before transferring to Cal State Fullerton. Swing and a miss, and it's a 1-2 count. O'Hara also got some experience at pitching as well, where in his time at Texas had a 2.75 ERA in 19 innings pitched. In a 1-2, O'Hara, a great eye watching it go 2-2. O'Hara could be a right-handed pitcher, also working in the infield. He's working on the shortstop spot today. And a deuces wild pitch upcoming to O'Hara. Swing and a miss. A strikeout. And what a start for Sam Garwell. He holds the lead strong at 3-2 as we move to the bottom of the 6th. Welcome back to the farm here at Sunken Diamond. A change at the mound for the Titans. They go to Dylan Goff, the redshirt sophomore from Fontana, California. Dylan Goff has 2 appearances this season, a 0 ERA with 2.2 innings pitched and a 1.5 whip and 2 strikeouts so far this season. His first opponent will be Rentaro Sasaki. And for Dylan Goff, he made 6 appearances in the 2025 season as well, finishing with a 1-2 record and a 6.75 ERA. And he recorded 10 strikeouts in 8 innings pitched, so he is very efficient with strikeouts. Unable to make a full season though, having a red shirt. And as we mentioned before, he's going to be facing Rentaro Sasaki, who, again, needs no introduction. Everyone knows his name around here. As that pitch goes into the zone for a strike. So this is the third pitcher, or the second pitcher, my apologies, for the Titans. Started off with Jaden Harper. And for Harper, it's going to be an end to his day with 3 runs allowed. Taro Sasaki facing an 0-2 count. Sasaki swing and a miss, strikeout. And a great start for Goff. Aggressive against the slugger and wins that battle. And now to bat is J.J. Moran. A red-hot hitter for the Stanford Cardinal. The hottest one so far. Batting at a .417 to start the season. And he's 1 for 2 on the day. He was struck out looking in the third and had a single in the second. Here in a 3-2 lead for the Cardinal with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. It's a 1-0 count. The 1-0 turns to 2-0 as that one again falls short of the zone. So Dylan Goff going to have to work a little bit back here. Again, 4 hits for the Cardinals, 6 for the Titans, but the Cardinals hold the lead as J.J. Moran skies that one up. It hangs, and Hart making the catch. Oh, my apologies. It looks like there was a switch in the outfield, so that's going to be Nick Miller, who usually works out of second base. So that switch just happened. So Nick Miller now working in the outfield and left field. It's still Logan Hart in the outfield. He's just working out of right. And Hunter Meyer working out of center. I imagine that has to be due to Contreras and the limp that he showed after getting his base hit. So now the last replacement also worth mentioning is Esteban Olazaba. He's working out of second base. Besides that, the infield stays the same. It's a 2-0 count. Up to bat is Ethan Hunt. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Had a single in the second and struck out in the 4th. He watches that one go for a strike. It's a 2-1 count. Pitch too hot is just skied up to the lights and foul. As you can see, several kids running to try to go catch that one. But because the Madhouse once a ball becomes in play here in the stands, every man for themselves. The deuces wild pitch to Ethan Hunt. That is laced out into center field. It's going to be a tough catch to make it. It is Hunter Meyer. What a play to end the bottom of the 6th. And keeps the Titans within 1, moving to the 7th. So the man who just made the play in the bottom of the 6th gets an appearance here in the top of the 7th. It's going to be Hunter Meyer. After making that incredible grab out in center field, he's going to be facing Garwal. As the first pitch goes high, I want to give a big shout out to the Stanford Athletics entire crew today. There's been a lot of games going on. Softball had a tournament going on as they're having their big home tournament. Got another weekend with play here, and that one's going to be grounded through for Meyer. Again, softball going on, water polo, so the entire crew for Stanford Athletics has been all over the place, and they've done a fantastic job today. So a big shout out to the entire crew. This is game 2 of a doubleheader between the Titans and the Cardinal. Again, if you're just joining us for the entire day today, you missed an incredible first game. The Stanford Cardinal jumped out to a 3-0 lead as it went to the top of the 8th inning, and then the Titans responded with a 3-run inning in that top of the 8th. They tied up at 3 apiece, but then it moves to the bottom of the 9th. And it goes to J.J. Moran, who does a fantastic job with a great hit into right field off of the wall. He gets a second. And then driving him home for the win was Luke Lavin on a walk-off. And that's going to be the last that we see of Garwal. So, for Garwal, just a short outing, a really good 6th inning. And he's going to be replaced by Cassius Thomas, a man who, as they show on the video board here, who's most likely to be late to practice. Cassius Thomas was one of the names called multiple times, but Cassius Thomas has had a great career from Los Angeles, California. He was previously from Duke. And as a junior, made 10 appearances out of the bullpen, compiling a 2-0 record with a 10.12 ERA over 8 innings with 6 strikeouts. And he appeared in 8 ACC games, going 1-0 in those with a 7.71 ERA. He played 1 season at Duke in 2023 before transferring as a sophomore in 2024. So he had some experience in the ACC, moved to the Pac-12, and then the Cardinal moving out of the Pac-12, and he's back in the ACC. The senior right-handed pitcher trying to hold the lead for the Cardinal with a runner on first for the Titans. And you can see the heat coming from the arm of Cassius Thomas. The first man he's going to face will be Ty Thomas. Again, that was the bottom of the order with Hunter Meyer, who got on base. So now it resets to the top. It's going to go to Ty Thomas, Andrew Kirshner, and then Nick Miller. Ty Thomas, he's 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out looking, ground out, and hit by pitch in the 3rd. Ty Thomas has struggled today in both games of the doubleheader. Trying to see if he can get back on track. Again, Cal State Fullerton won the first game of this 4-game series on Friday, 4-2. In that game, Ty Thomas was 2 for 5. Struck out once as well. Ty Thomas bunting on the first one, and that hits off of the knee of Nolan Stoll. A little shaken up. Again, everyone knows the danger of playing as a catcher. You're sitting in the back just waiting for those 90-mile-an-hour pitches, sometimes off of the swing of the bat. There's so many things that can happen. There's a lot of toughness that is required to be a catcher. And Stoll shows it there, shaking that one off immediately. Here's the 0-1 to Ty Thomas with Hunter Meyer at first. Thomas, another heater. That one going high and Thomas pulling back in time. So very interesting for the Titans right now. Ty Thomas has shown bunt twice. Able to pull back for that one and make it a 1-1 count. Again, the junior from San Bernardino, California. Batting .258 to start the season. Thomas pulling back again just in time, and it's a 2-1 count. And Cassius Thomas was prepared for that one as he set the one way high. Not really giving that one a viable chance to be bunted down. The 2-1 to Thomas. No bunt there, he hits that one foul. Well, the Stanford Cardinals struggled in their first season debut of the ACC. This is a team that has a bright future ahead. Again, the recruiting class from last season with Tatum Marsh, Rintaro Sasaki, and J.J. Moran. And then you look into the recruiting class of this season with Kettleson and Brock Sell as well. Both of the Brocks coming in to the Sunken Diamond. for the Stanford Cardinal. And again, you expect to see a huge effect from these young players who are only going to continue to develop in this tough ACC where iron sharpens iron. As the pitch goes high from the senior Cassius Thomas, one of the veterans of this crew. And it's a full count. Runner on first. The Titans with 7 hits to this point, but they are down right now 3-2, looking to tie here at the top of the 7th. And running, going for the steal. He's out. A double play for the strikeout. Ty Thomas swing and a miss. And Hunter Meyer out at second, but he's calling for a review, and I wouldn't be very surprised if the Titans are going to go for that review. This is going to be the first review of the doubleheader today, and it was very close, I have to say. It was a great jump from Hunter Meyer right as the pitch left the hand of Cassius Thomas, but the disadvantage to Meyer is the fact that Cassius Thomas comes with so much heat. That pitch got to home plate so quick that Nolan Stoll was able to have a quick reaction, and the freshman with a cannon. We were just talking about the young group of the Stanford Cardinal. And already you see it there, the young recruiting class, Stoll making a great play to really make that one close. As the officials move off to take a look. Again, I want to remind you that the final game of the series will go down tomorrow. It's going to be a Sunday afternoon game, and should be a fun one. We'll determine who could possibly win the series or if it will end tied. Right now, this is the tiebreaker at the moment as this series is tied at 1 apiece. The Stanford Cardinal put up 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning, followed by Cal State Fullerton putting up 2 runs themselves in the top of the 3rd and 4th respectively, and then the Cardinal responding in the bottom of the 5th to extend their lead to 3-2. Game time started at 3:40 for this one, as we are now over the 2-hour mark. We're still at the top of the 7th. This game has a lot to go, and not to mention the fact that this is close. It can definitely go to extra innings. Again, the first one almost did. If it wasn't for the heroics of the Cardinal to win in the bottom of the 9th. Again, for the Stanford Cardinal, 2nd year now in the ACC, very competitive conference. A lot of well-known teams that they're going to have to play, but this Stanford Cardinal team has already played some ranked opponents. They defeated number 24 Arizona and a close loss to number 12 Arizona State. Looking ahead way into the future when ACC play begins, their first opponent from the ACC will be Wake Forest. And Wake Forest is going to be an away series over at Wake Forest. That's going to start March 6th. So that's when ACC play will begin. Wake Forest ranked just above Stanford in the preseason polls for the ACC. Following that, they'll have another 1-game series versus Nevada. And then they host Pitt. And they'll be playing Pitt here at home in the secondary. Pitt expected to land 14th in the ACC due to the coaches poll. And then when they played their first real big-time opponent, it's going to be when they get to Clemson. That's going to be a team ranked 5th in the poll, and they're going to say he's safe. So a big call after the review. Runner is safe at 2nd. And that just changes the entire outlook of this 7th inning, where you had 2 outs with no runners on. It moves to just 1 out and a runner in scoring position for the Titans' RBI leader last season, Andrew Kirchner. Kirchner with 2 hits already today, has an RBI as well in the 3rd. That drove home a run. 2 singles and struck out in his first at-bat in the 1st. So he's 2 for 3 on the day, batting at .231 on the season. And this is going to be his first time going up against Cassius Thomas. And Kirchner on the first pitch. Swings it into the opposite field and holding instead. So runners at the corners. Andrew Kushner aggressive. Runner in scoring position at third, and the Titans are knocking on the door. Have a second game. Andrew Kushner. Game 2 of the doubleheader. He's 3 for 4. And now to bat is Nick Miller. Again, it's Hunter Meyer at third. It's Andrew Kushner at first. Those are the runners on the corner. And Nick Miller is the man at the plate going up against Cassius Thomas at the mound. Nick Miller from Ventura, California, the senior, has a chance to drive home a big run. As the first pitch goes for ball 1. So a good hold from Nick Miller. The 1-0 is high for 2-0, and you saw immediately the Cardinal defense moving in, expecting bunt. That was J.J. Moran moving from third base, getting ready just in case Nick Miller would try it. Again, Nick Miller played in 14 games with 4 starts in the 2025 season. He started in both of these ones. The 2-0 is now 3-0 as that gets away from Cassius Thomas. And all momentum right now on the Titans side. This inning can end in a double play, or Miller can extend it further right now and possibly tie it for the Titans. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Miller. And that's down low, ball 4, bases loaded for the Titans, and all the momentum is on their side. As they move on to the junior, it's going to be Logan Hart. And going out to the mound. There's going to be a question if that might be the last that we see of Cassius Thomas. Having to come in and try to recover. Garbo was the one who started this 7th inning. He allowed 1 hit, and then they moved on to Cassius Thomas. And Cassius Thomas coming in and struggling a little bit, just not having the outing that he would have liked, especially from a senior veteran who's proven to have some really great games for the Stanford Cardinal team. As we wait to see who's up next for the Stanford Cardinal defense. It's going to go to Colt Peterson. So they're going to turn to the freshman. So what a time. The Cardinal, in a tricky situation with the bases loaded, they move off of the senior and move to the freshman, Colt Peterson from Orange, California, and a chance to go against what you can essentially say is one of his hometown teams in Cal State Fullerton. Fullerton being only a 15-minute drive from the city of Orange itself, and technically being in the heart of Orange County as well. So Colt Peterson now coming in a big moment for the freshman. And Colt Peterson was a graduate of Orange Lutheran High School in Orange, California, and helped his team to a CIF state championship in 2024 and a couple of semifinal appearances in 2023 and 2024 as well. Had 2 appearances so far this season with a 0 ERA, .46 whip, and 3 strikeouts in 2.2 innings pitched. But now this is the biggest moment that he's ever been in. What a time for the 3-time All-Trinity League first team selection. And his opponent will be the junior. It's going to go to Logan Hart. Logan Hart, who had to come in working out of the outfield. As Logan Hart was the pinch hitter. He took over for Brendan Beeson. And Logan Hart, here in his second at bat, he struck out in the fifth. He has another opportunity to redeem himself in a big way here. And for Logan Hart, I think the biggest thing is to not go into a double play. Following Logan Hart will be Cameron Kim, who's 1 for 3 on the day, and of course a big time hitter that the Titans have to be aware of. First pitch to Hart, in for a strike from the freshman. Peterson with some conviction to start. Again, Logan Hart from Turlock, California, or Turlock High School, my apologies, Houston, California. Played in 8 games with 1 start during the 2025 season. He hits a putt perfectly! This ties it up! And going for another one, trying to get greedy. He is safe! Oh my goodness! Unbelievable aggression on the bases! And he is safe! That was Andrew Kushner being aggressive from second. He gets home. And what was a play that was looking like he was getting a little too greedy, it pays off. Sometimes you gotta gamble in life. And the Titans break through. So 2 outs now in the top of the 7th, and the Titans have the lead 4-3 with a runner in scoring position at third. That's Nick Miller. And Cameron Kim up to bat. It's an 0-1 count. Unbelievable turn of events. Logan Hart with a perfect bunt to the right side. It died off in the right part of the grass, almost picture perfect. Now an 0-2 to Cameron Kim. And that's just not how you expect things to go sometimes. But wow, the Titans lead here in the top of the 7th. And that pitch goes low. So a tough situation for Cole Peterson to come into. And again, Cole Peterson started off aggressive in that at-bat versus Hart, and Peterson, as that one chops, play made. Charlie Bates to Sasaki, but the damage has been done. The Titans have flipped this game around and take the lead here in the top of the 7th as we move to the 7th inning stretch. Time to stretch. An update for Stanford Athletics as we get through the 7th inning stretch to the bottom of the 7th. For the D-Marini Invitational for Stanford softball, the Stanford Cardinal are facing some high-ranked opponents in that one against Stanford, really making a big statement to start the season with the Stanford Invitational and the Cardinal Classic. Again, they started off undefeated after the Stanford Invitational, lost to Kentucky, but got the win on the rebound. Then defeated Cal State Fullerton at number 14 Oregon. But now here in the D-Marini Invitational, they faced a little bit of a rough patch as they lost to number 3 Texas in a close one 3-4, and number 15 Arizona 1-4, and just lost to Boise State 4-5. Now here at the Sunken Diamond, the Cardinal have won their first of the doubleheader, but now facing a big situation with Brock Sell here down 4-3 versus the Titans. It's the bottom of the 7th, and Dylan Goff at the mound again for a second inning. It's a 2-0 count to Sell. Brock Sell, he's 0 for 1 on the day. Sell was able to register an RBI and then struck out as well, as that one goes inside, just piercing the zone for a strike. Sell batting at a 167 in a 2-1 count versus Goff. Sell outside, ball 3. And just like the Titans, the Cardinal have been knocking on door a couple times here with opportunities to score. And here in the late stages, they need an opportunity to capitalize again. Swing and a miss from Sell, and the count is full. The full count to Sell. Inside ball 4, and the first batter is walked for the Cardinal. And that's exactly what David Esker and company were looking for to start this 7th inning. And now moving to Nolan Stoll. Nolan Stoll, the freshman catcher from Stevenson Ranch, California. He's 0 for 2 on the day, but batting .400 to start the season. Despite being a small sample size, it's still something worth mentioning. Again, this is where the freshman talent can really start to come through for this Cardinal team. This lineup dominated by underclassmen. 4 sophomores, 2 freshmen, and only 3 upperclassmen, including the senior Jimmy Nadai, Ethan Hott, and then the junior Brady Reynolds. So again, this is just great experience for this young Cardinal team as that bunt goes down the line and foul. Almost picture perfect for Stoll, just a little too off to the right. So it's an 0-1 count. Stoll again trying to advance the runner into scoring position. That's Boxell, who's working out of first. 8 hits for the Titans, 4 for the Cardinal. 1 error going to Stanford, none for the Titans on the defensive side. They've been playing a picture-perfect defensive game. The 0-1 to Stoll is popped up. An unfortunate play for Stoll. Is that one an easy grab for Dylan Goff? Just got a little too under that one. And in an attempt to advance the runner, Stoll pops up and is put out. But now moves to the top of the order with Charlie Bates, who's 2 for 2 on the day, batting at .370 on the season. And what a moment again for the sophomore. Three triples last season, shown the ability to really expand the field. And I think the biggest thing about Charlie Bates as well is that speed that is paired along with it. First pitch outside the zone for ball 1. The local kid from Palo Alto, California. Down low, ball 2. And a chance for the hometown kid to keep the inning going here for the Stanford Cardinal in the bottom of the 7th. Charlie Bates having a discussion right now about where he wants to attack. Trying to see what spot of the defense he can find. The wind really picking up here in the 2-0. Fired into the zone from Goff for a strike. It's a 2-1 count. Again, Dylan Goff, sophomore red shirt. Coming in here for the Titans now with a lead and a chance to move to the 8th, holding that lead. Right now there's a runner on first, and he tries to test him but cannot, as Boxell is quickly back. Again, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Following Charlie Bates, it'll be Tatum Marsh, and if it gets to it, Jimmy Nadai. As pitch goes high, it's a 3-1 count, and Goff has been working behind the counts now for these last few batters. So we'll be very curious to see if Charlie Bates gets the green light here in this at-bat. The 3-1 to Bates is tipped back and foul. Oh, it was a pitch Bates was looking for. He just got a little under that one, and it tips back. So the count now full with 1 out. wind really starting to pick up. It's getting chilly out here at the Sunken Diamond. The dark blue sky of a storm quickly approaching. The full count. Swing and a miss. Stealing 2 seconds and safe is Brock Sell. So a runner in the scoring position, but 2 outs now in the bottom of the 7th. Off of the swing and the miss from Charlie Bates. So now to bat is the sophomore Tatum Marsh. If there's ever a time to have Marsh at the bat, it would be a moment like this. A great contact hitter with a runner in scoring position. And I think the Titans realize that, so they're going to change things up here at the mound. And a good appearance from Goff. He does his job, keeps the Titans within striking distance, and helps them hold the lead now with 2 outs. It puts a good position now for his replacement. But it's no easy feat going up against Tatum Marsh. Tatum Marsh from San Jose, California, the local kid. Had his time at Valley Christian High School. He was baseball All-American, freshman All-American, second team last season, and All-ACC freshman team in 2025. And now to bat, as mentioned, Tatum Marsh. At the mound is Brock Meyer. So they go with the senior veteran. Standing at 6 foot at the mound, and Meyer spent 2 seasons at junior college first before transferring to Cal State Fullerton. And he was a 3-sport athlete, played water polo, basketball, and baseball at Torrance High School. He's from Torrance, California, earned CIF second team in his senior year for baseball. His dad played baseball at Chico State, and his grandfather and great-grandfather played professional baseball, so he was born into a baseball family. Built for moments like these, as Brock Meyer trying to hold the lead with the runner in scoring position, going up against one of the most efficient hitters in this Cardinal lineup. Again, the danger of Tatum Marsh is he's just good at contact. He's able to get it into soft spots of the defense. He's able to register hits. And that's going to be the big thing that Meyer's going to try to prevent. What a game it's been. What a series it's been. Again, as we mentioned, Cal State Fullerton won the first game versus the Stanford Cardinal. They had a 3-0 lead, and the Cardinal made it interesting for a split second, cutting it to 4-2, but that's as far as they got. For the second game, which just happened 45 minutes before the start of this one, the Cardinal were up 3-0. The Titans rallied back in the top of the 8th to even it up at 3-3, and the Cardinal win on a walk-off. Now here in the bottom of the 7th, the Cardinal having to be clutch again, and now relying on the bat of Tatum Marsh. Tatum Marsh, who's 0 for 1 on the day. Marsh batting at a .222. He was walked in the second, struck out in the first. And a put out at first in the 5th inning. Runner on base is Brock Sell. 2 stolen bases this season. Now, I don't imagine he's going to try to make the move to steal to third, but what that does show is the speed of Brock Sell is extremely dangerous. Any single even hit into the short field can get him home. And with 2 outs, he won't hold back. He's going to take off immediately off of contact. The 1-0. Outside ball 2. Brock trying to find that zone right now here in the 2-0. He's Had a little too control to start off. Going into this one with an ERA of 3 on the dot and a whip of 1.67. He's pitched in 3 innings so far, allowed 3 hits and 1 run, with 2 walks as well and 1 strike. Only 1 strikeout this season for Brock Mayer. Here he is in a 2-1 to Marsh. Marsh pulls back and it is in for a strike. And Marsh tapping his chest, he knew he should have swung at that one. Here it is, pressure on. Brock Sell at second, deuces wild pitch upcoming to Tatum Marsh. Marsh pulls back, ball 3, and it's a full count here in the bottom of the 7th. Tough situation for senior versus sophomore. The full count pitch to Marsh is swung on and dribbled out to short play at first, and that will end the bottom of the 7th. The Titans stay on top. Great play made on the defensive side. And just like that, Cal State Fullerton just 6 outs away from winning it. We'll be back to see how it all plays out. Chilly night here at Stanford, California. 53 degrees now as we settle in here at 6:15 p.m. This is a game that started at 3:40. Now here in the top of the 8th. Esteban Olazaba. First one dribbler. This is going to be a tough play to make. Throw to first. Sasaki got him. J.J. Moran running it down. Mantaro Sasaki having to stretch out a little bit to get that one. And 1 away now in the top of the 8th. It's been a beautiful day today. The sun was out. It was perfect for a doubleheader. And now as night settles, Nico Lombardi is up to the plate. Nico Lombardi batting 7th in the order. Following him will be Cade O'Hara. And Lombardi watches the first pitch go in for a strike. If you're just tuning in, Cal State Fullerton, they took the lead in the top of the 7th. And that's really due to the aggression and unbelievable play as Logan Hart with the sacrifice bunt. You got Hunter Meyer home, and then Andrew Kushner from second base, a aggressive run and a close call. He gets home safe, and the Titans have the lead. Here's a 1-1 count to Nico Lombardi. And Colt Peterson at the mound, the freshman, is going to continue where he left off, picking things up in that top of the 7th. So the Cardinals have really gone through their bullpen today in this one. On the other hand, the Titans have really stuck to only 3 pitchers so far to this point. That was going to be straight to Colt. Colt makes the catch and gets the put out at first to Sasaki. 2 down now here in the top of the 8th. It's the 5th pitcher for the Stanford Cardinal in this game today. Let's start off with the start from Brock Kettleson and move to Cohen Gomez, Sam Garwal, Cassius Thomas, and now Colt Peterson here in the 8th inning. Cade O'Hara up to bat. 2 outs in the top of the 8th, and the first pitch goes outside for ball 1. Cade O'Hara. He's 0 for 3 on the day. And watching that pitch go in for a strike. Very competitive series for Cal State Fullerton versus this Stanford Cardinal team. Again, Fullerton has not won a series versus the Cardinal in 2 years. And they play them a lot to start off. It's been 4 years in a row now that the Cardinal and the Titans have faced off to open up their season. That's a team with history as well. They've played Stanford at the NCAA regionals before. Back when Cal State Fullerton was really dominant, making appearances into the College World Series. They have beat Stanford twice at Stanford Stadium, 2017 and 2018, as that one's fouled back. But they lost to the Cardinal in 2023. That's the most recent playoff match that they've had versus the Cardinal. Was 1-2 at Stanford University. That was taking place in the NCAA regional. Full count to Cade O'Hara with 2 gone in the 8th, and that one's fouled up and back straight to the parking lot. So Cade O'Hara stays alive. Again, the junior from Tustin, California, who first made his collegiate debut at Texas University and decided to move closer to home for Cal State Fullerton. That pitch, outside, ball 4. Good eye from Cade O'Hara. It was a close one. But Colt can't get it to cut in. And it now moves to the bottom of the lineup. Hunter Meyer up to bat. He's 1 for 3 on the day, batting .208 on the season. Pitch fired right into the zone for a strike. It's an 0-1 count. And Colt Peterson, 1 inning of an appearance before this. And today he's walked the batter and allowed no hits so far to this point. The score came against Colt Peterson off of a bunt that just died off on the right side in an aggressive play. Andrew Kushner was able to get the leading run home and allow the Titans to have the lead that they possess right now. It's a 1-1 count. The 1-1 to Meyer. Swung on and fouled back. Cal State Fullerton, despite having a lot of returners in the infield, they've also had to replace a lot of big-time offensive production. Batting leaders like Johnstone and Bardwell. They need these young guys to step up. As the freshman Hunter Meyer facing a 1-2, fouls it off to keep it 1-2 with 2 outs. And this is exactly the kind of players that Cal State Fullerton needs, these freshmen like Hunter Meyer and many other guys to come through in big moments and pick up the offensive production. This Cal State Fullerton lineup has a majority of upperclassmen, but with a few lowerclassmen scattered throughout. Esteban Olazaba and Hunter Meyer being 2 of those freshmen in the lineup today. And not to mention as well, just the freshmen that we have seen all throughout today for the doubleheader. That pitch goes high, count evens up at 2. We got a Deuces Wild coming up. The Deuces Wild pitch to Meyer. Swing and a miss. Colt Peterson with the strikeouts and keeps the Cardinal with his striking distance, moving to the bottom of the 8th. Big time hitters for the Cardinal due-up, starting off with Jimmy Nadai, Brady Reynolds, and Rentaro Sasaki. A change in the outfield for the Titans defense. Yeah, Nick Miller is out in left field. Hunter Meyer in center. Logan Hart working out of right. And then working in the infield, it's Max Ortega now in first base. Esteban Olazaba at second. And then Kate O'Hara and Cameron Kim stayed put as shortstop and second and at third, my apologies, respectively. And Nico Lombardi working out the catcher spot. It's Brock Mayer who's at the mound. And he's going to be facing Jimmy Nadai first. Nadai 0 for 3 on the day. Watching the first pitch go for ball one. The wind still staying alive, just barely. It refuses to go down, that NorCal wind. And the 1-0, swing and a miss from Nadai. It's a 1-1 count. One of the few senior veterans in this lineup for the Cardinal. Fires that one off and foul to the left. So it's a 1-2 count for Jimmy Nadai. And in the 1-2. That is skied up into right field. It hangs, and a grab will be made for Logan Hart. Five outs away for the Titans from getting a big-time win versus the Cardinal in Game 3 of this 4-game series. Up to bat is Brady Reynolds, the junior outfield from Bakersfield, California. And again, Brady Reynolds, one of the other veterans here in this lineup, a junior. Knock that one foul as that just drops dead. And it's an 0-1 count. Brady Reynolds, he's 0 for 3 on the day, struck out twice, and a pop-up into left field. Here's the 0-1-2 Reynolds. Pull back, and just in time, it's ball one. Big moment for Brady Reynolds. Here's the 1-1. He pulls back. Feels like he's getting a read. It's a 2-1 count. The Titans made a big-time rally in the first game in the top of the 8th. Can the Cardinal do so in the bottom of the 8th of this second game? Brady Reynolds facing a 3-1 count. The 3-1. Reynolds, swing and a miss. He was going for the fences there. Couldn't make contact. And the count holds at full. Sorry, full count. One away in the bottom of the 8th, and Reynolds watches strike 3. A strikeout for Brock Mayer. And this leaves a situation for Rentaro Sasaki, the sophomore first baseman. He's 0 for 2 in this one. He's walked in his first at-bat. He also struck out in the 6th. This has been a long one. We're approaching close to the 3-hour mark for this one. As Sasaki on the first pitch swings at that one, it lines out in the left field and is caught. Easy play made by Miller. And the Titans are 3 outs away from getting their second win of this series. Looking to add on more. A perfect situation for the Titans. They lead here in the 9th inning, 4-3, and they have the top of their order with Ty Thomas, Max Ortega, and Nick Miller with an opportunity to add on some insurance. First one, Ty Thomas is picked up perfectly by Charlie Bates, and it skipped one hop over to Rentaro Sasaki for the putout. Great gather from Charlie Bates off of the tough play. So now one down for Colt Peterson, who's still in here for the 9th inning. Looking to get the Cardinal offense back to the plate with a chance to tie. So Max Ortega, he's going to be pinch hitting, and Ortega started in the first game of this doubleheader at the catcher spot. This time he's replacing Kirshner. Ortega, first time going up against Colt Peterson. Trying to see if he can get a good read on him. It's a 2-0 count. The 2-0 from Peterson is high again, a ball 3, and a 3-0 count to Ortega. Again, a heavy contact player. Pitch down low, ball 4, 4-pitch walk for Colt Peterson, and Max Ortega goes to first. And now to bat, Nick Miller, senior veteran from Ventura, California. That's a great situation with a runner in scoring position at first. Miller just keeps an eye on that one as it goes into the zone for a strike. So an 0-1 count to Miller. A double can end this top of the 9th. Miller wanted the pullback, could not, ends up making contact, and it goes off foul. It's an 0-2 count. The wind greatly picking up here at night. It's an 0-2 count. Peterson with the advantage. Pitch to Miller. Opposite field hit, foul. Nick Miller started in both of these games of the doubleheader. He's 0 for 3 in this one. The 0-2 to Miller. Opposite field hit again. Foul again. We'll repeat that 0-2. So Colt Peterson really trying to test Miller, and Miller doing a good job just surviving. As the pitch clock is on, moving down to 15 seconds. Peterson to Miller as lined right into the infield, and a double play. A 6-4-3 double play, the classic. Charlie Bates to Jimmy Nagai to Rentaro Sasaki, and that gets the offense out to the plate for the Stanford Cardinal, and it's going to come down to this heart of the order. J.J. Moran, Ethan Hott, and Brock Sell will be up with a chance for the Cardinal to tie or win it here in the bottom of the 9th. And it all comes down to this. These are moments you dream of. Down 1, bottom of the 9th, and the Stanford Cardinal looking for an opportunity to tie or take the lead. And it's going to start off with someone who has proved to have the clutch gene today. It's J.J. Moran. Again, he got the big hit to put himself in scoring position in the bottom of the 9th of the first game. And he's going to be up against Brock Mayer, who stays at the mound. Brock Mayer with 1 strikeout, no hits allowed. So they're going to continue to go with the hot hand at the mound. First pitch to Moran, swung on and missed. It's a strike. And an 0-1 count. Again, after J.J. Moran, it's going to be Ethan Hott. Moran swinging on the second pitch and missing. It's an 0-2 count. So a lot of aggressiveness from J.J. Moran. He gives a reassuring nod to the dugout. The 0-2. Moran, swing and a miss! A great start for Brock Mayer here in the bottom of the ninth. He takes down the first batter. Here comes Ethan Hott. A chance for the center fielder Ethan Hott. He's batting .263 on the year, 1 for 3 on the day. Just wants to put himself in a scoring position, but aggressive again. Off of the start is Brock Mayer, attacking the zone again. The 0-1, too hot. Hott pops that one up high into foul ground, and it's out of play. And that's exactly what Ethan Hott would like. So far, Brock Mayer ahead of the count. 3 pitches and a strikeout now. Up in the count here, 0-2. And Ethan Hott with his back against the wall in a tight situation. The 0-2 to Hott. That's swung on and driven on the left field, and it hangs high, and it'll be caught by Miller. 1 out to go for the Titans, looking for their second win of this 4-game series. And now it falls to the freshman, Brock Sell. If there's a chance for a 2-out rally, it's going to start with the barrel of this man. From Stockton, California, Brock Sell. As he watches the first pitch go way out of control for ball 1. And a great hold for Brock Sell. Again, Sell, number 20 on the Division I Baseball's top 100 freshman watch list. And ranked the number 4 outfielder in California, 13th overall in the state. Here's the 1-0 Sell. Sell. Good eye, takes ball 2. And for a freshman who has a lot of pressure on him right now, trying to get a 2-out rally, that's the start you like to see. Brock Mayer has been mowing him down, but Brock Sell stands in the way. It's Brock versus Brock in a 2-1 now. And it's worth noting as well, the Titan killer Luke Lavin on deck for the Cardinals. Should Sell get on base? That is ball 3. Luke Lavin has had the number of the Titans in the clutch situations. He hit the game winner just last game versus the Titans, and also the go-ahead run in the 10th in the series last year versus the Titans at Fullerton. This one grounded. It's playable, and it will be made. The Titans make a statement. They take a command 2-1 series lead versus the Cardinal. And Cal State Fullerton, what a job working back in this one. The comeback complete, and they win this one 4-3. What a finish for Brock Mayer, who's going to close this one out. And Cal State Fullerton, what a statement, what a rebound. After the winner for the Stanford Cardinal, they respond in suit. They get the 4-3 win and put themselves in the driver's seat to win the series tomorrow on Sunday versus the Stanford Cardinal. Well, thank you for tuning in for this doubleheader. What an event it has been. What a day it has been. I want to thank you for staying with us the whole way through. Again, my name is Alejandro Flores here at the Sunken Diamond, and hope you all have a fantastic Saturday night. Deucios.